Good morning. How are all of you? It's me. I just wanted to jump on here real quick. It's been a minute since I did a bathroom chat. In fact, it's been probably about a good 2 months since I did a bathroom chat. It's just been crazy, and I've been getting to work earlier and earlier. And you know what? I thought today I'm just gonna jump on and do a bathroom chat for you guys because I wanted to give you an update on what is happening in the real estate market, because a lot's changed since the last time I did a bathroom chat. Like, for example, interest rates, they have gone up, and they've gone up pretty significantly. So let's talk about that for a second. Now, we had talked that interest rates were going to go up. It's no secret that they're going up. Oh, by the way, guys, I'm using this shaving cream I got from Target. It's called Cremo. It's really good. I like it a lot. So if you are in the market for a new shaving cream, I highly suggest it. So let's talk for a second about interest rates. And so interest rates have gone up. They are going up. They're in the 5s right now. So we knew it was coming. It wasn't a secret. I told you it was happening. The government said it was happening. So why is it happening? Well, inflation is a big reason why the interest rate is going up. Everything is more expensive. Gas prices, food, clothes, everything is more expensive. Now, the good news is unemployment is down, so people have money right now to still spend. They're not liking having to spend, but they are still spending more for their goods and services. So what does that do for the interest rate when it comes to mortgage? Well, obviously mortgage interest rates are going up, which means if you're a buyer and you haven't been able to get into the market yet, or you've been a little bit too picky, it just means it's going to cost you more to buy your house. And in order to stay in the price point you were being the operative word, you're going to either A, have to put down more money, or B, you're going to have to buy less of a house. Why is that? Well, because as the interest rate goes up, your income isn't going up at the same rate that the interest rates are, which means you can afford less of a home. So, for example, a 1% rate hike really equates to $50,000 in purchasing power. So if you were approved for $800, that means you're going down to $750. Well, the average sales price for a home, the median price for a home in San Diego is $860,000. The average price for a home in San Diego is a little over $1 million. It's about, I think it's $1,085,000. It's almost 1.1 million for the average price for a home in San Diego County. So these are not entry-level prices for most people. So most of the people coming into the market that are moving here are coming in with significant down payments, because people keep asking me, where is all this cash coming from? Well, these are also people that used to own houses in either other parts of the country, moving to San Diego, and they're selling it. They may have paid off their mortgage back there, because remember, houses are much more affordable in other parts of the country than they are here in San Diego. That's number one. Number two, they've just been saving a lot of money because we've all been kind of saving during the pandemic. So there's a lot of cash that is just sitting in the bank right now. And so that's where people are getting a lot of their money from. Some people, I've had some clients, which I think is really smart, is go and sell their homes, and they've just been sitting on the cash waiting for the right property to come along. So that's where the money's coming from. So it's going to mean that you are going to pay more for the house. But Here's the reality. You're not going to be living in the house for 30 years, so it doesn't really matter. You'll probably sell the house in like 7 to 10 years, and you'll either buy up or you'll move out. I mean, that's just what happens. I mean, I've not yet sold a house where somebody in 15 years still really owns the house. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've sold a house where the people still own it. It's been sold. I've sold it again, and they've moved on or moved out or done what they're doing. So that's what's going on. So I just wanted you to be aware, interest rates are going up. I kind of feel like we're going to start to see, I think we're going to get them into the 7s. People think I'm crazy for thinking that, but honestly, that's kind of where I see it going. I think it's going to go into the 7% range. So I'm just telling everybody, be prepared for that. So if you're looking to buy, now is your time to buy. So let's talk about buyers and escrows and what's happening with escrows. So what I'm noticing more and more is as this real estate, I don't want to necessarily say a shift because it's not going to be a crash. We're not going to see a crash or anything like that. So I don't want you guys to think that that's what's happening. There's not going to be a real estate crash. But what I do want you to keep in mind is that buyers are demanding more from their escrows. So what does that mean? Not everyone. I did just write a contract, and we're in escrow on a contract where we did release the appraisal contingency, but that's not becoming the standard as much as it was in the past. I gotta fix that little piece. So that's not becoming the standard as it was in weeks past. It's becoming less and less where people are releasing their appraisal contingencies, which is good. The second thing is buyers aren't waiving as much. In the past, people were waiving inspections and they were doing all these things, and we're going to let you do a 2-year rent back, which is ridiculous. The only way you can do that is if you pay cash. You can't do a 2-year rent back. But that's becoming less and less. So those are all positive things. The other thing that is happening is buyers are getting more picky on their inspections. So that means as a buyer, if there's something wrong with the house, buyers are more and more inclined to just be like, you know what, we want you to fix this, or we want a credit for this prior to the close of escrow. So that's happening more and more. And in most cases, buyers are getting those things. They're doing more inspections. So for example, if their home inspection comes back and says, oh, you need a foundation inspection or a roof inspection, in the past couple of years, a lot of that stuff would get waived. It'd be like, okay, forget it, we're out. But now it's not being waived as much. And so those things are being, they're getting credits for in a lot of cases. And we have seen escrows fall out. And there's a lot of buyer remorse happening because what was happening in early 2020 is people were just bidding. And properties were falling out of escrow because it was getting a lot of buyer remorse. That's kind of starting to come back and happen again where there's a little bit of buyer remorse. So we're starting to see more and more people, stepping back going, you know what, maybe I'm making too rash of a decision, right? And so they're getting that remorse and they're backing out of the property. So that's kind of what's happening and what's going on in the market. Now, if you're a seller, some ways to combat that. These are some very easy techniques that I use. First and foremost, get a pre-inspection done on your property before it goes on the market. I have 2 new listing agreements signed. They're both coming on at the end of the month because the sellers are each at different stages of decluttering and whatever. So I give you a punch list. But one of the things on the punch list, and when I tell people why we do this, it just makes sense to them, and that is to get pre-inspections done on the home. We do that for a couple reasons. One, because you may discover things about your home that you did not even know was wrong with your home. That's the first thing. And then you're able to disclose it on the disclosures. We want to discover any issues prior to a buyer coming in that we get under contract with to discover the issues you didn't even know about. So that's first and foremost. So that's number 1. Number 2, it pulls a lot of negotiation out of the the agreement when the buyers start doing their inspection. So what does that mean? So you have a pre-inspection done on your property, you disclose everything on the disclosures, you give them the inspection or inspections, depending on if it's a detached house. We do a few more if it's a detached house. Then what we do is we bundle all that up, we send it to them even prior to them writing an offer on the property. So they know themselves what they're getting into. So if the property, is not as, well, it's not flipped or it doesn't look as pretty as other homes, they know what they're getting into ahead of time. And then they're able to make sure that they write their offer accordingly to the inspection report. And if we go and sign the paperwork and say let's just say we price your house at $700,000, but we find that there's significant work that needs to be done, we may want to consider just lowering that, adjusting the price before it goes on the market to the general public, because that way, hopefully we can kind of bend that price back up. So we make all that available. We put it in a nice little binder prior to it going on the market. We say inspection reports and disclosures for such and such and such a property. We put that out on the counter. We also attach it to the multiple listing service so that way the agents get copies of that to their clients before they write offers. And you know what? You may not end up and by the way, we're not getting 30 offers like we did last year. We might be getting 5 or 6, and that's okay. You might only end up with 2, but those are 2 serious people that will likely move forward to close the transaction before they get under contract. So they're still probably going to do their own inspections, but sometimes those buyers they're like, you know what, this inspection's 2 weeks old. It's okay. I'm going to go with it. Let me just have them sign off on it. So getting that pre-home inspection done and having all your disclosures done ahead of time is what is going to make the difference on this transaction. If you are thinking of selling or have any questions whatsoever, feel free to reach out to me at 619-818-2992. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.